I'm playing the Japanese version of Umamusume. To learn English, I made this video. This time, we will explain Sparks, the most complicated Uma. I have explained this many times in the Japanese version. Even some Japanese people don't understand it. So don't worry if you don't understand. Uma character, who is likely to take first place in Chanmi, Oguri original and Christmas version. The screen will be implemented later. First place victory screen. I won many times in the Japanese version. Almost free to play. Mino, P2P, not well. The others are Gorshi and Taishin. Front 3, Swimsuit Maruzen, Sky, Valentine Bourbon. 7 characters on screen. This is almost how it goes until the second year. Just create specs for these characters. Difficult pronunciation Uma, Machikane Fukukitaru. Please run this Uma in the races G1 on the screen. First year junior, late December, hopeful 6. 2 years classic. Early April, Satsuki Show. Late May, Tokyo Yushun, Japan Derby. This is set as a goal. Late October, Kikka Show. Stamina checklist 1. The Triple Crown with victories in these 3 races. This episode is important. Early November, Irijo Queen Cup. 3 years senior. Late March, Osaka High. Late April, Haruten Tennosho Spring. Stamina checklist 2. Late June, Takarazuka. This is also set as a goal, since it's before summer camp. Step on rest in the early June. Spring Triple Crown with victories in these 3 races. This is also important. Late October, Akiten Tennosho Adam. You can get episodes even with 2 Tennosho wins. Late November, Japan Cup. Late December, Arima. This is also set as a goal. Adam Triple Crown with victories in these 3 races. 11 races on the screen. If you can win as much as possible, you will pass. Repeat this until blue 3 sparks appear. Anything is blue is fine. This is Inshi Shukai. Sparks Laps, Umamusume Basics. Sparks rate 10% over 1100, 5% over 600, 0% below 600. Stamina and power have to be 600 or higher. Stamina and power important. Guts and wit not important. You don't have to give all 5 if it's too much. You can throw away guts and wit. Sparks Laps deck. Speed 4, Friends Creek. This is easy, stable. You can switch to stamina cards to increase your stamina. However, please note the following points. Mysteriously popular words. When you're blocked, you're blocked. Reducing speed cards lowers power, making this more likely to occur. Well, it happens even when there is a twofold difference in CPU power. You're blocked, you're blocked. Next, search. This is also basics. Umamusume DB, Power was Stamina 3, Charge 3, URL Final 3, all representative. Search with this. Screen configuration, 1 more up with guest sparks plus your sparks. Preferably a 3-star Takeon. You will use it in the future. Christmas Ogre is unique. Miracle Run activated by the 3rd recovery skill. 1 corner recovery, 2 hydrate, 3 triple sevens. Takeon unique U equal MA2 as a backup in case any of 1, 2, 3 unactivated. Often used at medium races, so Takeon. The race is the same as before. 11 races on the screen. There are many goals, so this is easier. Also repeat this until blue 3 sparks appear. Anything in the blue is fine. When blue 3 appears, it is complete. All that remains is to change the guess for each race. Medium sparks for medium races. Mile sparks for mile races. Change depending on the acceleration skills required. 11 races over 600. 2 blue 3. This is Inshi Shukai. Sparks Laps. Next, reason. Beginning of career. Arrow on the screen. Affinity Sankaku, bad. Double cycle, good. So we aim for double cycle. What happens if affinity triangle? Inspiration decreases. Inspiration is usually 6 times. Occurs as many times as their sparks legacy. L on the screen is no inspiration. Red flame. Yellow effect when activated inspiration. Blue flame, no yellow effect. Proof that it was no inspiration. This is very weak, so we want to avoid it. You kind of understand why Urara is compatible. Affinity of each character. You can search for it on Game Tora. Someone who understands a little Japanese. You too. I'm using this one, using Oguri as an example. Takeon and Fukukita have the same compatibility value, 24. This will change when the representative changes. Urara is bad. Fukukita also decrease. Even if they are characters with the same name, it's no good. 0, very bad. We will rely on Ogre for 2 years. Be careful if you play casually. In the case of Gorshi, the representative is almost Lion, pump purpose. Fukukita can be reused with other character. It's usually lower. Compatibility value tend to change when change style. If you want to do your best, you should check every time. Veteran trainers in Japan do this every time. Common sense of charming. One more thing about affinity. Character affinity. Total 13.9. Calculated result. Single cycle. In reality, double cycle are often displayed. This is not a miscalculation. Game tora is right. Another element not calculated. This from earlier. This is the reason. Less bonus. There is a system in place. Keep it simple. Inheritance wins the Satsuki show. Representative also wins the Satsuki show. Affinity plus 1. If the guest also wins, affinity plus 2. This is race bonus. Win the same race. Different names are not count. This is plus 1. When 2 overlap, plus 2. If the guest also same, plus 4. Win the same race. In the case of a triple crown, plus 8. Epithets also plus 1. That's why epithets are important. The 4 epithets I mentioned earlier, all plus 1. That's why it's important. Please run this Uma in the races G1 on the screen. This is the reason. Same with Taken. Achievable even for beginners. Compatibility values explained so far. It also occurs between representatives. Plus 11 place. Same with race bonus. It's best to keep it the same as much as possible. However, acceleration takes priority. You'll understand if you try charming. Introduction to commonly used acceleration. Unsu, sky, unski, angling and scheming. First place limited. Accelerated used for 4 years. For 1 year, the Uma that activated this will win. Lion Pump, 6th place limited. Often used with Gorshi. Dobel, Dover, Kanata, skill name unknown. Lion Pump, 5th 6th edition. This is also often used with Gorshi, so Gorshi's legacy will be like this. Basics of late end. Dover's goal is the tiara, misaligned with less bonus. Acceleration takes priority is like this. Marzen, red shift, first to 5th place conditions. For Tokyo Yushun, we don't use this every time. Taiki, victory, 3rd to 5th place conditions. Currently for Tokyo Yushun, only 1 year. Performance changes after 1 year. 3rd to 4th place conditions. It will be for 3 races. Eru, plancha, 1st to 2nd place conditions. The race track is limited, but the performance is close to that of a sky. Representatives are almost 6 on screen. Plus Takeon for Kurioguri, Oguri's Christmas version. This environment for a year. Affinity equal compatibility plus race bonus. That's all the basic knowledge. Monetizing, running ads. From here on, it's for hardcore gamers. Very maniac, very difficult, complicated. Knowledge for free-to-play to beat well. If you understand it, you can win 90% of the time. The screen is evidence. Incidentally, once we acquire this knowledge, free-to-play will have no chance of winning. How to get specific white skills, support hint and spark of inspiration, passed on to we want sparks with white skills. For example, groundwork. First, create an Uma with the desired sparks. Blue is 1, fine. Let's make it again with guests. This is also blue 1, fine. There is a mechanism whereby sparks from inheritance are easily passed on to representative. So this is not difficult. This is a guest search condition. Representative is white 3, inheritance is white 4. Under these conditions, affinity representative and 2 inheritance definitely have the sparks you want. The graph shows this as follows. Make sparks lab for sparks. It's a hassle, but ultimately this is the fastest way. The top 2 will disappear when Chanmi clear, so blue is 1, no problem. If you want to win on the front, you have to do this. It's worth taking its time. It's better to make it specifically for sparks. Groundwork, required skills for front, also use pace for sprint and mile. Straightaway spurt, often used in end, long is required. We use September Gemini and October Cancer. URA final, scenario sparks increase speed and stamina. It's convenient, so we can use it for 2 years. Green speed skill, right-handed, left-handed. Spring runner, Tennosho Spring is also take it. Summer runner, Takarazuka is also take it. Fall runner, Tennosho Adam is also take it. Winter runner, late February, that February 6, Ogre and L take it. White sparks are more likely to attach to double cycle. Gold is the same, single cycle is low probability. Inspiration rate, star 3 is 9%, 2 is 6%, 1 is 3%. Race sparks are down, not very important. I will give another difficult explanation. Double cycle on screen, no upper limit. 特許 patent recording from the patent application for Umamusume. Red flame part 17.5%. The higher the affinity, the more good auxiliary the inspiration. Simply put, raise compatibility and less bonus as much as possible. Japanese version but evidence. One side only double cycle. The Japanese version used a different formula for calculating race bonuses. The strength of the sparks also differs. You can't imitate this exactly. However, the direction is the same. As explained earlier, check compatibility using tools. Run the same race with representative and inheritance. We're doing the same thing. It's just a different environment. I was able to create sparks like this even in the global version. Wide scale 12. The number of G1 races that can be run now, max 21. To be precise, 22. However, it is difficult to match the race bonus. Ogre and L, who are well suited to that, run with Sky, which has improved that suitability, except for that 16, long and mild suited to required. In the current version, G2 and G3 are also counted as race bonuses. 2 years later, it will no longer be counted. Based on my experience, we are currently doing best in the 20 races of Z1. SATA 600 is barely enough. Lack of scenario and support power. 17 races excluding Asahi and NHK in the early races. This might be easier. Asahi and NHK are prone to accidents. 1 year later, a scenario where you run 40 races is coming, combining G2 and G3 at that time. About red sparks. It goes up in order of 1, 4, 7, 10. Repeat 1, 4, 7, 10. Inshishukai. Very important in spark traps. If you are going to do it well. The same goes for that 1, 4, 7, 10. Uma with low mild suitability. When you install mild sparks, you can run mild. Chummy clear disappears. Out of the way. Often used in spark traps. One more thing, red sparks drawing rods. Drawing from A and S. B or lower will not appear. As A increases, drawing also increases. This is troublesome, difficult to aim for the desired red. This is the idea. 3 to 4 types of A. Easily to aim for the desired red. This is why I didn't recommend A earlier. It's a problem when there are too many drawings. So we want to keep it to B. It can't be helped if A increases with inspiration. Summary, 11 races over 600, 2 blue 3. This is Inshishukai, Spark Traps. Affinity equal compatibility plus race bonus. 16 or 21 races for hardcore gamers. That's all about Spark's knowledge. It was difficult, wasn't it? At first, understanding half is enough. So did the Japanese. You will eventually understand. Omake, sub-information. Mood goes down if you run in a race 3 times in a row. Not mood goes down if the third race is a goal. Often used in November and December. However, even if you win the same race, you will only get +1. No duplication. Let's remember this.